has it been like to have the journey of this film, Chronicles of a Wandering Saint, the festivals and stuff like that? Has it just been a wild ride?
It has been really wild because we wrapped up the movie like September of 2022, like finished like the editing and stuff. And I started submitting to festivals, got a couple of rejections, and I was like, okay, like clearly this is not going to be the movie that does anything for me.
Right.
And so I made my peace with like I did this like burial for the movie, like this like ritual where I was like I burned like an object, and I was like, thank you, movie, for everything you've taught me. Like I've learned so much. You don't need to do anything more for me than just having made it. Like for me, it was the experience of having made it. That's enough. And
Yeah.
and I'm like, cool. I can move on. I'm like, just gonna start writing the next movie. Like a week later, we got the South by acceptance letter, and then everything
And
everything
everything
changed.
changed. So like some
Yeah,
of the big ones, maybe Sundance or Toronto, like some of the yeah.
yeah.
And
And then right away,
Sundance wishes they had your movie now. They're
I
like,
I don't know. I mean, Sundance had some really great movies that year
yeah,
too.
yeah.
But like it's not always about like quality. Sometimes it's like you're building kind of like a slate,
Right.
for to present, and it makes sense. Like programming has so many. It's like in a whole art form in
Yeah.
itself. So I like there's no bitterness in any way. But at some point, I was like, okay, it's not going to be a festival movie, and that's what I thought. And so this really surprised me. So everything that came afterward was such like an ongoing set of surprises to this
Right.
day, that it's because my expectations were so low,
Yeah.
that everything just kept like it's like exceeding by a lot my expectations. So the fact that we're opening in theaters in the US is like bewildering, and that we're able to do that. It has been in the Spirit Award nominations. It just kind of blew my mind, to be completely frank.
I love it. So you said you burnt something as sort of to make peace with it. What did you burn?
Yeah, it was just a piece of paper with like the name of the movie. I was like, "Thank you," it was like a little ritual. It was like a good like a materialization of an idea. Like it helped me kind of release it,
Yeah. I
not
think
because
that's
I believe.
beautiful. I think that's really kind of beautiful and also kind of sane. Because I
Is
think
it
one of
sane?
the
I sound like a crazy person
no,
saying
but
this.
here's the thing. I think in any of these creative things that we're pursuing, you got to be able to get up again. It's resilience. It's sticking with it. It's how do
Yeah,
you keep going, right? And I
yeah,
think that helped you keep going in a way that, especially if it's your first movie, I could see being like devastated and like, well, and
yeah.
giving up. Like, but you found a way to kind of keep going and things turned around.
You have to
Yeah.
because like the truth is like there are so many rejections along this road. Like
Yeah.
you could look at like our experience with this movie and be like, oh, they got everything they ever wanted. Like they got
Right.
really lucky. And we did. But there's so many rejections along this journey. Like I can't tell you how many hundreds of rejections at every step of the process. So there's a certain like resilience that you have to build up. Otherwise, like you just can't make it. Talent will never be enough. Like you have to have this perseverance. Otherwise, like you'll just get so sad that you'll give up, and you'll forget the reason you make it anyway, which for me has always been like making fun shit with my friends. Like that's
Yeah.
that's literally all I want to do.
That might be the title of this podcast. I always pull a
Great.
quote, making fun shit with my friends.